Boston College, the Eagles have returned. They're going back to the Tom O'Brien era. They're going back to being a consistent 8 or 9 win team at the worst. Bill O'Brien, man, he's turned it around already in Chestnut Hill. What a performance by the Eagles. They could not stop Tommy Castellanos. They couldn't stop him. He did anything he wanted in Boston College with a huge win over Florida State. Jeffrey, the floor is yours.
What is wrong with FSU? What is wrong with the Seminoles? And to me, I mean, there's a lot of problems. DJU is worse than Jordan Travis. Mm-hmm. Absolutely worse.
We knew that.
But is he the main reason they're losing? I mean, you look at his stats, 272, touchdown and a pick. There were some drop balls in that game. That tight end had a couple plays where he just dropped DJU's perfect passes. So I don't think it's all on DJ, but the main massive problem for Florida State is their defense is horrible. They cannot stop the run. Boston College ran all over Florida State, down their throat, up the gut, around them, all over the place. And Castellanos, I will give Castellanos credit where credit is due. He's actually solid. Is he the greatest passer in the world? No. But he can run, and he can make the passes when needed. So that's where he's ahead of a guy like Orji or Connor Harrell, because he can run, but he can also throw the ball at times. He's not a bad passer. He had a couple really solid throws in the game. But it wasn't just Castellanos. Boston College's running backs ran all over Florida State. They had like almost 400 rushing yards in the game. They might have hit 400 rushing yards in the game. I don't know. But it was a lot of rushing yards. They just ran down Florida State's throat. And Florida State never could gain momentum in the game. They fell behind 21-6. And it just seemed like for the rest of the game, they were playing for behind, playing catch-up, trying to come back. And I agree right here with Jason. Florida State has zero toughness. The defensive players are more concerned with their Instagram than making plays on the field. I don't know about their Instagrams because I haven't looked at them, but I will say that they don't have toughness because they didn't even try to fight back. When they got down by the score they did 28-13 in the fourth quarter, they gave up. They didn't even look like they were trying to come back. They just absolutely gave up. And see what Scotty's saying right here. FSU didn't hit on their transfers as well as anticipated. The thing is that is the risk with the portal. Some years you hit home runs with the portal. Look at Florida State bringing Keon Coleman in, bringing in Jared Burst, Tatum Bethune. So many great players. Other years, you don't hit on those guys. And when you don't, your team is going to suffer because of it. And it looks like Florida State is having the exact opposite of the last couple of years where they hit on all their transfers. This year, they hit on any of them. Dave's saying BC hasn't been good in years. Last time
they were good with Matt Ryan.
I'm now 45. I was going to say that. They might not have been as good as they were with Doug Flutie, but they were good with Matt Ryan.
They were ranked second at one point with Matt Ryan. Yeah.
It was brief. It was a brief stretch, but they were good with Matt Ryan. But, I mean, hey, I'm happy for Boston College. Jason, you might still think I'm a BC hater, but I did not think they were good last year, and we'll see how good they end up being this year. But great win for BC. Very good win. And it's unfortunate that Florida State dropped the ball as bad as they did, losing both those games, because I'd have to check it again because I did look at the AP poll earlier today, but I don't think BC's not ranked. They're not.
How much do you think Florida State rushed for?
Yeah, BC is the second team out of the top 25. That's because of Florida State losing. Let me think about that. Florida State probably rushed for 75 yards.
21.
Oh, 21? Okay. That it's not DJU. Let's not blame DJU. They can't run either. I didn't know it was that bad. Unbelievable. Well, BC's defense, congrats. But Florida State's obviously their run game sucks. Their defense is bad. Wow.
That's horrible, man.
21 yards. Florida State. That is unbelievable. Okay, I'm going to say it. Just say it, Jeremy. Boston College still isn't a good team. I'm not saying they're a great team, but they're good. They're better than last year, and they're good. We'll see what they do the rest of the season, but this was an impressive win. I give credit when it's due. I'm not going to trash a team if they're all right, if they're solid, and I give BC credit. But Florida State's got some problems. A lot is wrong with their team. Jason O says FSU's top 3 running backs combined for 7 carries. They didn't even try to run. I mean, do you think Florida State can make a bowl game, Will?
50-50.
Yeah, I mean, I think they still can, but I'm not confident in it right now. I mean, they've lost a lot of great players, and they didn't bring in nowhere near as good of players as they've lost, and they just look defeated. It almost looks like, I know that a lot of the players are new, but there are returners from last year. It just looks like them missing the playoff. They're just still, it's like they're still sulking about it, right? Like, I don't know if that's a factor or what, but you got to get that behind you. You got to let that it's over with. It's kind of like with the 49ers. I just did my NFL predictions video. If you guys would like to go check that out, I just made my NFL predictions video for the week 1. And I'm literally like saying with the 49ers, they just have to get losing to the Chiefs behind them. Can't let that just, bleed over into this season. Like, it's behind them. They didn't win the game. Move on. Try to do it this year. And that's the way with Florida State. Like, they just need to find a way to win a game at this point. Beat Memphis. So it's easier to make the playoff. But Florida State just not going to get anywhere close to that the way that they're playing, and they got a lot of problems. That's all I can say. I mean, I agree, Jason. DJ had a lot of incompletions, but some of them were drops. Like I said, I counted about 5 drops. So FSU's tight ends and receivers weren't that good either. So there's a lot of problems that Mike Norvell's got to fix at Florida State, but the biggest problem, what's wrong with them, is that defense and that run game. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. And comment down below what you think is wrong with the Florida State Seminoles. Follow me on Twitter as well. Link is in the description. And I'll see you next time.